Good evening, everybody. It's time to have a look at BENE. Now, the reason why we're looking at this one today is because it is up by 10.23% so far. And this really is a big thing for this stock because you guys will know, especially if you look out to the past month chart, this stock hasn't really been doing anything for a very long time. Now, prior to this big pump up in price that we saw in the past couple months, which took us all the way up to a high, which was up here at $12.27 apparently, you will see that prior to that we were on a price of $10. Now, from where we have been in the past couple of weeks, we've been coming down again to that price of 10. And the question on a lot of people's minds was what comes next for BENE, and that is still unclear, but right now we're adding an extra dollar to the price per share, and that is possibly a good thing, but I'm going to be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions throughout this video. If it does sound good, of course, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, but once more, do remember this is never going to be financial advice, because I am not a financial advisor. Guys, do your own research and be careful out there. But do also remember that we are currently doing a Christmas fundraiser. If you can donate anything, 100% of your funds will go straight towards Save the Children, and you'll be making a very positive difference. Now, I must also remind you guys that we do now have a Patreon. Now, currently, we don't have any members, but we do actually make a lot of free content on there as well, and that will continue to be the case. So if you want to see a lot of the paid content, you can do that as well, but don't worry guys, more and more free content will be coming on a week-by-week basis, so do make sure to just have a quick look at a few of the articles on there, because a lot of the free stuff is also interesting, just as well as the paid stuff too. But now we're going to dive in, and we're going to have a look at BENE, and we're going to do this quickly on the simple chart. Now, there's not too much to say with this one. You will see that we had that massive pump up in price, which took us to a high not too long ago. This was very high up, above $14, and you'll see that from that point we have been falling ever since. Now, obviously the question on a lot of people's minds when BENE came down to 10, what comes next? And of course, with it being a SPAC stock, it was likely to be the case that $10 was going to be the bottom, and that actually was the case. Now, the bottom doesn't really mean too much if the stock is not going to move up too much in the future. And that is what we are trying to establish right now with BENE. We're trying to establish if it does have that potential to see moves, and if it is going to be a worthwhile trade / investment. And of course, I cannot make that decision for you guys because, of course, like I said, I am not a financial advisor. If you think it's a good stock, you can buy it. If you think it's a bad stock, you can avoid it, of course. But yeah, when it comes to it, what we can do is, of course, have a look at a few of our technical indicators and have a look at our data as to where the stock may be moving in the future. Now, one big thing, especially in the past month, that I do want to highlight is going to be volume. Today, we've had high volume for the stock at 13 million. Now, 13 million is quite low, especially when we zoom out to the past 3 months, where you will see that the volume figure was significantly higher than that. But obviously, come back into the 1 month and you will see this candlestick here for 13 million is visible. The past 2, 3, 4 days, even the past month for the most part, you cannot see the candlesticks at all. Now, is this because no shares were traded? Well, of course, no shares were traded. However, the amount of shares traded is so minuscule, it doesn't really even pop up as a volume bar on our indicator. So volume is usually a big indicator of where the price is going and where the price is, because volume shows that people are buying the stock, people are selling the stock, people are trading the stock, and people are still thinking about the stock. If we have high volume, of course, more action in the share price is likely. If we have low volume, the opposite is true. Now, volume coming back in is a good thing and it has sent us up high, but the question is, what does it really mean? Because if volume comes into the stock for 1 day and we just start to see it, drop again, as we have seen with a few of these other stocks, that really isn't going to be too important, is it? We want to see the volume be consistent and sustained. If we can keep volume growing, or at least remaining where it is, I think we do have the potential to see more and more moves up in the future, and that really is an ideal scenario. But when it comes to share price, what we're really trying to do is get off of the floor of 10. If we can slowly but surely move up from the price of $10, consolidating at 11, pushing up to 11.50 for example, then consolidating again at 12, we're still in a great place. Slow and steady moves upwards will be a big thing with this stock in my opinion, and it is actually an ideal scenario. But with it being a SPAC stock, like I said, it is likely to be the case. Now, I must also reiterate, it's not guaranteed to be the case, but oftentimes it is a case that $10 is the bottom with these. So what does that mean? It means that if it does drop, it has the potential to drop, by about $1.26 in my opinion, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe a little bit less, and of course, I may be completely wrong, it may drop a lot more than that overall. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to drop by more than about $1.50. So you have to ask yourself, what do you think the stock is going to do? Is it going to move up enough to make it worth it, in your opinion? Or is it just going to sit stagnant and not do anything? Well, I want to hear your opinions down below. And of course, it isn't my job to make that decision for you guys. You do have to come to your own conclusions. But tell me what you have to say down in the comments. I'll try and get back to every single one. So thank you for watching through till the end. But let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.